He had no shoes, not even a worn-out pair. Just bare feet, hardened by the cold earth beneath him. Every morning, before the sun touched the hills, the boy would step outside his small, broken home and feel the sharp bite of stones against his skin. He never complained, but sometimes, when no one was looking, he would stare at the road and wonder what it felt like to walk without pain. His name was Kieran. He lived at the edge of a quiet village, where the houses grew fewer, smaller, and more forgotten. His home was made of old wood and tired walls, leaning slightly as if it too had grown weary of standing. There was no laughter inside it. Only silence. The kind of silence that stays long after hunger has spoken. Kieran had nothing. No money. No fine clothes. No family to guide him. Only a small blanket, a clay bowl, and the same piece of bread he tried to make last as long as he could. Each day, he watched other children pass by. Their feet covered. Their hands full. Their voices light and carefree. They spoke of things Kieran had never known. Warm meals. Kind words. Homes filled with laughter. And though he said nothing, a quiet thought began to grow inside him. If I had what they have, I would be happy. That thought stayed with him. It followed him as he walked. It sat beside him as he ate. It whispered to him at night. If I had more, my life would be better. One evening, as the skies softened into gold, Kieran sat by the roadside. He watched travelers pass. Some rode on horses. Some carried heavy bags. Some walked with purpose. All of them seemed to be going somewhere. Somewhere better. And for the first time, Kieran made a decision. He would leave the village. If I stay here, he thought, I will always have nothing. But if I go, maybe I will find something more. The next morning, before the village woke, Kieran wrapped his small blanket around his shoulders and stepped onto the long road ahead. He did not look back, because there was nothing behind him worth holding onto. The road was longer than he expected. And quieter. The kind of quiet that makes you hear your own thoughts. At first, he felt hope. Each step forward felt like a step closer to something better. He imagined what he would find. A place where no one was hungry. A place where no one was alone. A place where he could finally belong. But as the sun rose higher, the road became harder. His feet grew sore. His body grew tired. And the hunger he had known all his life followed him, step by step. Still, he walked. By midday, he reached a small resting place beneath a large tree. There, he saw an old man sitting quietly. The man had a small bag beside him and a calm expression on his face. Kieran hesitated, then slowly approached. Sir, he said softly, where does this road lead? The old man looked at him, not with surprise, but with understanding. It leads wherever you believe it does, the man replied. Kieran frowned slightly. I am looking for a place where I can have more, where life is easier. The old man studied him for a moment. Then asked gently, and what is it that you think you are missing? Kieran did not hesitate. Everything. The old man nodded slowly, as if he had heard that answer before. He reached into his bag and took out a small piece of bread. He handed it to Kieran. Eat, he said. Kieran took it quickly, his hunger stronger than his hesitation. He ate in silence. After a while, the old man spoke again. There was once a boy, he said, who believed he had nothing. So he left his home, searching for everything. Kieran looked up. What did he find? He asked. The old man smiled faintly. That depends, he said, on what he was willing to see. Kieran didn't fully understand, but something about the man's voice stayed with him. After resting, Kieran continued his journey. Days passed. The road showed him many things. He saw a man with a cart full of goods, but no one to share them with. He saw a woman with a beautiful home, but eyes that never seemed to rest. He saw travelers who had more than he could imagine, yet spoke with worry, not joy. And slowly, a quiet confusion began to grow inside him. These people have everything I wanted, he thought. So why do they not look happy? The question followed him, until one evening, everything changed. The sky darkened quickly. Rain began to fall, and Kieran found himself without shelter. Cold, hungry, alone. He walked until his legs could no longer carry him. Then he sat beneath a tree, just like the one where he had met the old man. And for the first time since he left, he cried. Not loudly, not angrily, but quietly. The kind of cry that comes when you realize something is not the way you thought it would be. I left because I had nothing, he whispered. But I still have nothing. The rain fell harder. And in that moment, Kieran felt smaller than he ever had before. Then, through the rain, he saw a faint light. A small house stood not far away. Warm light flickered from inside. With what little strength he had left, Kieran walked toward it. He knocked. Softly. The door opened. A woman stood there. Simple, calm, kind. She looked at him for a moment, then stepped aside. "Come in," she said. No questions. No hesitation. Inside, the house was small, but warm. She gave him dry clothes, a place by the fire, and a simple meal. Kieran ate slowly this time. Not just because of hunger, but because something felt different. There was no rush, no pressure, just peace. After a while, he looked at her. "Why are you helping me?" he asked. The woman smiled gently. "Because you needed it," she said. Kieran lowered his eyes. "I have nothing to give you," he said. She shook her head. "You don't need to give anything," she replied. And in that moment, something shifted inside him. Not loudly, not suddenly, but deeply. For the first time, Kieran understood something he had never seen before. This woman had little. Her home was simple. Her food was modest. Yet, she had something he had been searching for all along. Kindness, peace, warmth, things that could not be held, but could be felt. The next morning, the rain had stopped. The world felt quiet again. Kieran stepped outside. The road stretched before him once more. But this time, it looked different. He thought about everything he had seen. The travelers, the lonely man, the worried woman, the old man under the tree. And now, this small house filled with kindness. And finally, the truth became clear. He had not been poor because he had nothing. He had been poor because he did not understand what mattered. Kieran turned away from the road and began walking back, not because he had failed, but because he had learned. When he returned to his village, nothing had changed. The houses were the same. The roads were the same. The silence was the same. But Kieran was not. He began to see things differently. He shared what little he had. He spoke kindly when no one expected it. He found peace in small moments. And slowly, the emptiness he once felt disappeared, not because he gained more, but because he finally understood enough. Here is the truth that many spend their whole lives chasing. What truly matters cannot be bought, cannot be chased, cannot be owned. It is found in how you live, how you give, and how you see the world around you. The boy who had nothing did not become rich, but he became something far greater. He became enough. And sometimes, that is everything. If this story touched your heart, take a moment and reflect. What are you chasing? And is it truly what you need? Comment below. I understand what matters. Like this video if you believe true wealth is not what you have, but who you become. Share this with someone who needs this reminder. And subscribe for more timeless stories that will change how you see life. Because sometimes, the simplest stories carry the deepest truths.